Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Real J Good Show, and I'm your host, yours truly, Jarrell Gooden. So this is episode one. It's gonna be about relationships. I'm gonna be discussing the do's and don'ts, and stuff like that. And a little bit of disclaimer: I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just going by my personal experience and all that, and some of the people I came in contact with. But anyway, relationships can be a wonderful thing if you let it, especially for the people that's like on the outside looking in. But a lot of people don't know a lot of people don't know what all goes into a relationship. It's a lot of give and take, and the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of stuff you gotta take in order for a relationship to work, and there's a lot of stuff, and like certain things you got tolerate, certain things you got to tolerate. But one of the things you gotta tolerate is somebody's flaws. I'm also gonna be discussing that about the things that you tolerate and then the things that you shouldn't tolerate. One thing you should have some one thing that you gotta tolerate. One thing let me put it this way: one thing you gotta tolerate, and one thing you gotta put up with, and one thing you gotta have during a relationship is patience. And the reason why you gotta have patience is because you never know what a person has been through throughout their lives or anything. You never know what their backstory is. A person can put on a smile all day long, and and they could be hurting on the inside. Trust me, I've been there. I personally have. I know from personal experience and all that, and I've been there. But number one thing that you should not tolerate is disrespect. Because when you're in a relationship, you're not only representing yourself, you represent the person that you with. And that's one of the don'ts that you that I'm gonna be talking about. Respect. As me on a personal level, I take respect over love any day. Because in order for you to love me, you gotta respect me, and vice versa. And I I I I want to be real respected in a relationship and everything, and I give the same return and all that. I will, and I do. But another thing I'm gonna be talking about is marriage. Marriage can be also be a beautiful thing, but in order for you both parties to achieve that goal, you gotta have a clear understanding about where y'all going in life and everything. A relationship is not one sided. It's not. Loyalty is not one sided. I mean, some people have a problem with being loyal. Some people don't. If you're in a relationship and you're not happy, leave that person that you with alone. Let them know. Don't beat around the bush about it. Don't give them the run around and all that. But I'm gonna take it back to the beginning before a relationship even persists or proceeds. In order for a relationship to be successful, you gotta have that foundation first. You gotta have that friendship foundation first when you deal with another person and all that. That's in order for it to work. You got. Like I said, you got. Another thing you gotta do is gotta be able to compromise and all that. Because you ain't able to compromise, it's not gonna work. Some people do things different. Some people have different outlooks on a relationship. Some people don't go on a date uh, when it comes to the beginning of a friendship starting. I think on my outlook of a relationship, you got. Like I said, you got. I think you got to go on a date, whether it's at your house, whether it's just going out on a restaurant. Even if it's just as friends, you're establishing the foundation. Y'all hanging out with one another and all that. Y'all doing that and everything. And then when everything starts falling into place, before you know it, y'all in a relationship, y'all official and everything. And let me go back to the topic of marriage. marriage can be a beautiful thing if you let it. It can be a beautiful thing and all that. I'm a strong believer that a man is supposed to provide and protect his woman and his wife and protect his children, love and protect his children. The woman's supposed to be the nurturer. I know that God had the reason why a woman should be. I mean, in my opinion, I think a woman has more patience with kids than a man does, and I know that God made it that way, and I know God knew what He was doing when He made it that way. But back to what I said about marriage, you see a lot of marriages ending for it could be many reasons, whether it's money or people just grow apart. Some people just it just happens. Some people just grow apart. But I'm just saying, if I ever get married one day, it's just me personally. I hope that never happens. I wouldn't wish that on anybody because, like I say, marriage can be a beautiful thing and all that. You got your husband out working and all that, and he's bringing the bread, bringing the money home, putting food on the table, doing what he's supposed to. You got your wife take care of the inside of the home and nurturing the kids and all that. And y'all, marriage is a team game. Even relationships are a team game. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I mean, it is. I mean, relationships are a team game and everything. I mean, if you let it and you let it be. But one of the things I might get heat or hate for when I say this, because most marriages, um, most divorces are initiated by women. I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, it could be for any reasons. It could be for any reasons. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. I mean, it's just like relationships. So I mean, it's mostly women that's breaking up with the guys. I mean, it gotta be really bad for a guy to break up with a woman, with a female. It gotta be really bad for a guy to break up with a female. And the reason why I say that is because a guy take. I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, I'm not saying it's one sided. I mean, but it's like it's mostly women that's doing the breaking up and all that. I mean, for any kind of reason. I'm just saying. But another thing I'm gonna be talking about, like the do's and like one of the do's and don'ts of a relationship is not letting any and everybody in your business, and this including family too. And the reason why I say that is because put it this way, a lot of people don't want to see you happy. Whether you're in a relationship or not, even just you talking to somebody just as a friend, a lot of people don't want to see you happy. It's just point blank. I mean, it's just a bottom line that people just don't want to see you happy. I mean, because they're miserable themselves. I mean, it's just point blank. I mean, but I decided a long time ago that I'm gonna be happy no matter what people think, whether I'm in a relationship or not. I mean, I'm just speaking in general because some people just don't want to see you happy, and some people just don't want to see you with anything. And I learned that from my mom a long time ago. That I mean, this including family too. I mean, you can tell by they slick remarks and all that too. That's another. I mean, like I say, that's one thing you don't do. You don't let anybody in your business. I mean, let any and everybody in your business, and this including family, friends, or anything. Because I mean, a lot of relationships ended off of just simple people, just people that are single giving advice and all that when they're not in a relationship themselves and all that. I mean, because like I say, they either ain't got nothing better to do, or either they don't have no life whatsoever. I mean, that's just the bottom line, man. I mean, I'm just putting it out there. Don't let any and everybody in your business on what's going on in a relationship and all that. I mean, unless it's like an emergency or something like that, unless it's like abuse is involved and all and everything. But another thing is that I mean, another thing is about a relationship like the don't like one of the things you should not do is put your hands on your partner in any kind of way, or you're a man or woman. I mean, any kind of way, because it was like with some people, once that happens, the relationship is pretty much over with because that person gonna be scared of you. That person gonna be scared of you, and they're not gonna feel comfortable with you. I mean, even if it just happened once. Like I say, I don't believe a man should put their hands on a woman. I mean, I don't believe a woman should put their hands on a man at all. It's just point blank. I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, I'm just talking. I mean, I never put my hands on a female. I mean, never will or whatever. I mean, it just I never no female ever put their hands on me, and I'm proud to say that. I mean, like I say, verbal abuse is just as bad. But one of the things you should do in a relationship is respect each other, work together to achieve a common goal, and like I say, work together, help each other out. I mean, love one another unconditionally. Don't love this person just because well like if I mean just because what they got, what they can do, what they can't do for you. I'm just saying what they can do for you. Love this person. If this guy or female is like down for you and everything, they want to see you succeed, whereas in your business or whether you working a 9 to 5 job and all this stuff, man, you better stick with them. I'm just saying, man, you better stick with them because when you got somebody like that that's got your back through thick and thin and all this stuff, I mean, even just a friend, I mean, even if he or she just a friend, if they got your back from thick and thin, you better stick with them. You better hold them close. Better lean on them and all that. I'm just saying, man. I mean, because love, man. I mean, true love and everything is hard to come by. You'll get sex more. I mean, like I say, you'll get sex more than you would love. I mean, for real, especially in this day and time, 2024 and all that. I'm just saying. I mean, because like I say, when you got somebody good, you better hang on to them. Cause you might not never find that person. Might not never find a person like that again. I mean, it's just the bottom line. I mean, you better hang on to them. I'm just saying. Respect for one another is a must. Like I say, respecting one another is a must. Whether it's in person or even behind closed doors. Like I say, I ain't gonna sit there and be tolerating nobody talk about my partner in a bad way. No, I'm not gonna. It's just not gonna happen, and it should be both ways. I mean, like I said, it's just a bottom line. I always have respect for your partner. Like I said, when a man loves a woman, he ain't gonna say a bad thing. He ain't gonna say a bad thing about her, and vice versa. Not to anybody. I mean, of course. I mean, like I say, we have our moments to be like I say, we have our moments that we angry and all that stuff. I mean, but like I say, bottom line is that when you're in a relationship, even when you're just in a friendship, it's about controlling that anger. And another thing that should be done in a relationship is that the key thing in a relationship is communication. When you have an issue with anybody or even with your own, even with your partner, come at him or her right. I mean, don't come disrespectful. Come at him or her right. If you have an issue, I mean, talk about it. Get down to what's going on. I mean, don't sit there and have it bottled up. I mean, for real. I'm just saying. I mean, don't sit there and have it bottled up or anything. Just talk about it. If it's bothering you that bad, I think if it's like a major issue, even if it's a small issue, I mean, I think that it should be not be talked about over. I mean, if it's a major issue, I don't think it should be talked about over the phone. I think it should be in person. Like I said, with the doors closed, when nobody can hear you, just you two. Because if you do it that way you'll be more honest and be more open and all that. But if you have somebody else in the room, it's just going to change the whole dynamic. I mean, that's the way I see it. That's just the bottom line. Just to change the whole dynamic of the conversation and all that. I mean, that way, if you have somebody else in the room while y'all talking, you ain't gonna be you ain't gonna really be honest about what's going on. A lot of relationships end because of bad communication. I mean, it's just point blank. I mean, a lot of relationships end because of bad communication and not having the other part one of the other parties don't have a clear understanding of what's going on. And then I'm just saying some people are bad at communication. Either they're afraid to, or some people are bad at communication. But back to having the friend back to having that foundation as far as like a friendship is concerned. Uh, when you like somebody and they like you back, the feeling is mutual. I mean, and then y'all start hanging out with each other. I mean, it don't have to necessarily be sex. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you don't have to necessarily be sex or whatever. But when y'all actually hanging out with each other and just chilling, just watching movies and eating dinner together, y'all building a bond, y'all building a foundation, y'all building a friendship first. Y'all establishing a friendship first and everything, and then in time, y'all be able to make things official and all that. Another topic I'm going to be discussing about when it comes to relationship is dating a person that has kids. When that happens, when you like somebody that has kids, not only you gotta love that person, you gotta love the kids as well. I mean, even when you planning dates, the kids gotta be. I mean, sometimes if the kids want to go, I mean, the kids. I mean, you gotta include something with somebody with them too. You gotta include. You gotta include. Sometimes you gotta include them too. It ain't just about the mama or just about the dad. It's about them kids too. And you gotta love the kids as if they were your own. It's just point blank. You gotta love them. I mean, on me on a personal level, I love kids. Like I say, I wouldn't mind dating a person that has kids at all. No matter how many they have, no matter how many they have, when you dating a person that has kids, they're a package deal. You not only loving that person, you gotta love the kids too, as if they were your own. I mean, you're not trying to replace their mother or father, but you try to be like a good role model for the kids and being there for them and all that. I mean, unless you adopt the kids or something like that. But like, far as like you dating a woman, or if even if you're a woman dating a man that has kids, I mean, you're not really trying to replace the mother. You're not really trying to replace the mother, and the man ain't really trying to replace the actual father. They just try. I mean, like I said, just trying to treat the kids, trying to teach the kids right, and give them good advice and all that. And for real, I mean, and after a while, you grow an attachment towards the kids after a while of dating. After a while of dating and being in a serious relationship, you actually you actually have a bond with the kids. They actually become attached to you and they actually love them. They actually love you. I think, in my opinion, but honestly, I think in my opinion, one of the best feelings in the world is when you're dating a woman that got kids, and then every time they see you, they like their eyes light up every time they see you, and then especially when they little kids. I mean, it'd be different if they were adults, but like when you dealing with a person that has kids, and then you go to their house, and then or either they come to your house, they always be excited to see you and everything. I mean, you want to make everybody comfortable as possible. I mean, it's just point blank. You want to make everybody comfortable as possible, and point blank on a mental level or as a physical or either a physical level. Either way, both ways, you gotta make everybody comfortable that's involved. Whether it's with the woman, or you making that woman comfortable, or you having the kids comfortable being in your presence. I'm just saying from personal experience. And again, disclaimer. I'm just going by my experience. I'm not an expert on anything, but if anybody has anything to say about it, anybody has any information, I'm open to anything. I mean, I mean, I don't know everything. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know everything at all. No one does. I'm just going by my personal experience as relationships. When it comes to relationships, whether you're dating a person that has kids or not. I mean, you never want to make a person uncomfortable when you're in a relationship. Whereas the person that you with, or even their kids, you never want to have a person being uncomfortable. Whereas on a physical or mental level. And another thing I'm talking about when it comes to relationships is working together. It's a team game. It's a team game. It's just like one of my books that I have out that I wrote about 6 years ago. It's called Life is a Team Game. I mean, and even when you're married, it's a team game. One is not above the other. I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of people think that one is above the other. No, it's not. I mean, man is head of the household. Man is supposed to be the provider and all that. Me on the personal level again. I mean, I don't mind doing that. I do that and then some. As long as that woman doing that part, doing her part and all that, I do that. I go the extra mile and everything. I mean, for real. I mean, when a man feels appreciated and all that, he'll go the extra mile, other than just giving you the bare minimum. But when a man is not appreciated, this goes for a woman too. Um, Especially when the area of his presence, that man is going to go silent. Especially when he feels like if he can't express himself and all that, in fear of being in fear of the relationship ending. But as for me, I'm not gonna be one of these men that's not gonna express myself. I'm gonna express myself no matter what. If I'm feeling some type of way, I mean, it's a different way that you express yourself. I mean, I'm not gonna do it through violence I'm not gonna do it through violence at all. I'm not gonna do that. But I will tell you how I feel. Always say what you feel, especially when you're in a relationship. No matter what, always say what you feel and all that. Always, I mean, like I cannot stress this enough. Especially when it comes to men, especially when it comes to men, always express how you feel. Because if you keep it in you, it ain't gonna do anything but fester inside you, and you're gonna pretty much hate the person that you with. And it could become a recipe for disaster. I'm just saying, it can become catastrophic. That's just the bottom line. And like I say, when a person is not appreciated in the area of their presence, they do go silent. They shut down. And that's the person that you don't, and that's a person, and you will not like that person that you with. They do that. I'm just saying, you will not like that person that you with if they do that and all that. But like I say, it's like women, men. Always express yourself. I cannot stress this enough. Always express yourself how you feel with your partner and all that. But another thing that I might say on in this video that might get tons of heat or hate is that when a woman express herself to a man needs to listen. Don't get me wrong, he needs to listen and all that stuff when a woman has something to say. Because like I say, but most men are a lot logical than women, or more logical than women. Most women react off their emotions. But back to what I was saying, when a woman is talking and trying to express himself, listen. Trying to tell you the truth and all that stuff, listen. And say, especially when it goes it goes both ways too. But the thing that really irritates me sometimes when a woman can speak their mind all day long, and you listen to them all day, you listen to them no matter what it is, they speak their mind and say what they feel all day long, and you be like, okay, I mean, we'll work on that. But when a man does it, they shut down. They don't want to talk to you or whatever. They shut down. I mean, because A lot of it's like I say, a lot of people when they say communication is the key, it's only the key when it's convenient for them, when it's at their convenience, and it's hardly ever it's hardly ever convenient for the other person. That's when it comes to communication sometimes. But I don't know about any other man, but I'm gonna express myself. It's just the bottom line. I mean, whether it cost me my relationship or not, I'm gonna express myself. And I think, and a lot of people don't know this, but uh, a lot of men keep a lot of things in them because they want peace. I'm just saying. I mean, I go where there's peace at. I'm not gonna go where chaos at. I'm just saying. I mean, and another thing that gets me especially when it comes to relationships, is that you can get into an argument all day long. You can have a fallout and all that, and then the person that you with talking about, I just want peace, when they're the cause of the damn chaos. I don't understand. I don't understand that. How the hell can you say you want peace when you're the cause of the chaos? That's what I don't understand. It's called gaslighting. It's called not wanting to take accountability, not wanting to take responsibility for your actions. I ain't got a problem with taking responsibility for my actions at all. I don't. Because if I'm wrong, I don't have any problem admitting to it whatsoever. It's just point blank. I ain't got no problem with that or anything. Um, that's why sometimes the suicide rate. That's one reason why the suicide rate is so high when it comes, especially when it comes to men. It's mostly men taking their lives, and other than women. I'm just saying because the world all is already beating down on the men already. And then the last thing you want to come home to is a person that's arguing with them all the time. Is not I mean not that man not feeling appreciated by this person, and that's the last thing you want to come home to. You know, and this man like, oh man, I gotta go home to my wife and or my girlfriend or something like that. When boss, I mean, meanwhile at work, the boss went off on me and all this stuff, and then I gotta go home with my wife and all this stuff. She nagging at me about any little thing and all this stuff. I mean, like I say, if something bothering you, I mean, it's a way that you approach the situation. I mean, when your husband comes in to work or whatever, if it's something that he did or may have said or did is something that's bothering you or whatever. I mean, it's a different way you approach the situation. Don't come in, don't wait till you come in and just sit there and go off on them. No, I mean it's not the way to go. I mean, for real, that man is already taking a beating outside the house as far as like work is concerned. I mean, he dealing with his boss, he dealing with the people, he dealing with his coworkers around him, and all that. I'm just saying. I mean, the last thing you want to go home to is chaos. And it goes, like I say, like I say again, it goes both ways. I'm just saying, it goes both ways and all that. I mean, but another thing I'm gonna be talking about is like when a breakup happens or whatever. I mean, sometimes it's best to go no contact. I mean, it's just point blank. I mean, when a breakup happens or for any reason, whether you're the cause of the breakup or not, if that person really wants you or love you, they'll come back. If they really love you. If it's like like I say, if it's like a misunderstanding or whatever, and they talking about we need to part ways, talking about y'all need that we need to part ways or whatever. If that person really wants you or whatever, they will come back. I mean, if you reject it, accept it. If I mean, like if a person choose someone else over you, they feel like, well, I can get somebody else that's better than him. Let them go, but don't let them feel like they can have their cake and eat it too. Which that means that I don't want him, but I don't want him or her, but I can't stand them seeing him with anybody else, or I can go reap the benefits of a relationship without the actual title of the relationship. Don't let that happen. Know your worth. When a breakup happens, work on yourself. I mean, work on yourself and become the best version of yourself. I mean, keep yourself busy. Don't get distracted. I mean, keep yourself busy. I mean, for real. Don't sit there and look. Don't sit there and look at the wall or anything. And I'm not saying it's not. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna hurt. It is gonna hurt. Point blank, it's gonna. I mean, if you really love somebody, and then they decide they want to part ways and all that, it's gonna hurt. Point blank. I mean, it's gonna hurt. If you really love this person, it's gonna hurt. But like I say, after a while, after the breakup took place, it becomes a psychological thing that I mean, don't get me wrong. You can. Here's the thing: you can love somebody without actually being with them. And the reason why I say and the reason why I say that is because you can love somebody and leave them at the same time. You can leave them alone and let them go about their business. To keep you got, I mean, like I say, you got to maintain your peace at all times. Point blank. Like I say, don't let anybody mistreat you. Don't let anybody dog you out. Don't let anybody disrespect you. One other thing that I'm gonna let y'all know, I'm gonna let y'all in on about relationships, or even if you just in the talking stage. Uh, Point blank in general, a person will make time for whoever they want in their life, for who they want. And what I mean by what I mean by that is a person make time for who they choose to be in their life. And the reason why I say it is because a person is not too busy for them to either call or for them to either call you or text you. No matter how busy they are. Now I don't care how many of the kids they have. Point blank. I don't care how many kids they have. A person is not too busy to shoot you a text. It don't even take 2 seconds to shoot you a text. I mean, you might want to hear that person's voice or something. I'm for real. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, people make time for who they want to make time for. And like I say, when I realize that the feeling is not there and the feeling's not mutual, I bounce, man. I mean, I'll leave them alone, man, for real. Because in order for me to keep my sanity and know my worth, I leave their asses alone. I'm just saying, I let them go on their way. I let them go on their way. I'm just gonna go my way. It's just point blank. I mean, because I'm not gonna sit there and worry about nobody what they doing or whatever, or who they doing it with. This is in the talking stage. Even if you're in a relationship, I mean, it goes. I mean, it goes either way. I mean, a person will make time for who they want to make time for. For real. If you like I say, if you're in the talking stage or whatever, they ain't making time for you, or they just giving you one word replies. I mean, in other words, what I'm saying is just leave them alone because they're not really interested in you. I'm just saying. You gotta watch it. Like I say, you gotta watch out for that. They're not interested in you. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real about it. I know from personal experience. When like I said, when they send you one word replies and all that stuff and all that, and they taking a while to text you, and they taking a while to text you back or whatever. And I mean, I understand. Like people, I mean, life happens, man. I mean, people busy, but at the same time, people like I said again, people make time for who they want to make time for. Don't if you're not a priority in their life, they ain't gonna make time for you. It's just point blank. And if you're not a priority in their life, go your way. Leave them alone. Real talk. Leave them alone. Because there's people out there who will make time for you. Because if they ain't making time for you or anything, and they keep giving you the run around and beating around the bush on giving you excuses, leave them alone. Point blank. Leave them alone. Because they ain't worth it. I mean, because I had to learn this. I had to learn this a long time ago. Leave them alone. If they ain't giving you the time, they ain't giving you the time of day, or they giving you they stay giving you the run around, and they flanking on you all the time and all that too. Leave them alone. Don't leave them alone. Let them go. Let them go about their business. Let them miss out. Because like I say, know your worth. But like I say, in order for another thing I'm gonna talk about, in order for a relationship to work, you gotta stand on business too. You gotta say what you mean and mean what you say. You gotta set them boundaries too. I'm just saying, you gotta set them boundaries, no matter what they are. I'm just saying. I mean, you can compromise. Y'all work together and y'all can compromise, but set them boundaries and say what you mean and mean what you say. That's why I call standing on business. I'm just saying, even if you're a single person, even if you're a single mother, or a single father, or just a single guy, or a single female in general, always stand on business. I'm just saying. But when you get back to marriage, when you get married, when it's all said and done, your spouse comes first. I mean, I'm just saying, besides God, your spouse comes first. A lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to hear that. I mean, I'm just saying, a lot of people don't want to hear that or anything, but it's just the truth. Your spouse comes first. It says in that Bible, when you get married, a man is supposed to leave his parents' home and join his wife. And when it's not all about when you get married. And another thing is that when you get married, you are as one flesh. You are as one. It's not about individuals anymore. Y'all are as one. And it's not all about you. It's not all about her. I mean, it's y'all as one. I'm just saying. I mean, it says in that Bible. I'm just saying, man. I mean, for real. It's like I say, marriage can be a beautiful thing if you let it. If you let it be, and all that. And I also don't believe in happy wife, happy life. I don't believe in that. I think a man's happiness is just as important as a woman's is. In my opinion, a man's feelings matter just like a woman's does. And I'm sorry if I like I say, I'm sorry from. I'm just gonna go again. If I as a man, if I cannot express myself and tell you how I feel on certain things he that that a female might say or do to me that I don't like, if I can't express how I feel or whatever, then we don't need to be together. I refuse to be a man that feels like I have responsibilities instead of rights. I'm just gonna be real about it. I mean I got right. I believe that a man has rights as well as responsibilities too. I'm not gonna be one of these men that feel like I'm put on this earth just to fulfill my responsibilities. I got rights too. I got a right to be happy. I got a right to be upset, and I got a right to be disappointed sometimes. It goes for every man, every woman too. Point blank. I mean, everybody has a right to be angry and all that, but it says in that Bible, be slow to anger. I'm just saying, be slow to anger. I mean, for real. I mean, there's different ways to get your point across without cussing, without swearing at each other and cussing each other out or anything. I mean, like I say, you ain't got to disrespect each other when you're angry, when you're mad. You don't. I mean, like I say, it's just point blank. You ain't got to do all that because, like, especially in public. Because in public, if you do it in public, you make yourself look like a fool. Especially when your partner's ignoring you, not entertaining it. Especially when your partner's not entertaining it in public. Even on social media, if a relation, if doing a breakup or whatever, and if your partner's not entertaining, you ain't doing anything but making yourself look like a fool anyway. If your partner's not entertaining and not saying anything, I'm just saying, it's just point blank. I mean, always have respect for yourself. Whether you're a man or a woman, always have respect for yourself. Because if you don't have respect for yourself, that woman or that man ain't gonna have respect for you. It's point blank. I mean, it's just bottom line. But like I say, again, sometimes you gotta love. Sometimes when a relationship ends, you gotta love a person from a distance. You might be in love, you might be hurt, but sometimes you gotta love a person from a distance and leave them alone. And the reason why is because you, the last thing you want to do is lose your sanity over somebody and all that. That's the last thing you want to do. You don't want to lose your sanity over anybody at all. I'm just saying. I can, like I say, a personal experience. I can love you, but at the same time, I can leave you alone and let you go too. No matter who you are. I'm just saying, man. I mean, it's a cruel world out there. I mean, like I say, we gotta be ready for it. It's a cruel world. Like I say, it's a cruel world. I mean, if y'all meant to be, he or she will come back, and y'all be able to and y'all be able to work it out. It's just the bottom line. I'm just saying. I mean, if y'all meant, like I say, if y'all meant to be, work it out. I mean, I'm just saying, just point blank, man. I mean, like I say, it's a lot of give and take in a relationship. It is a lot of give and take because, like I say, it's a lot of compromising that you have to do. There's a lot of work that goes into a relationship before it even happens. But anyway, I'm glad I was able to do this first episode and everything, and all that. It's a pleasure to do this first episode, and it's entitled "Relationships and Everything," relationships, and what to do and what not to do. And all that, just giving advice and all that on my podcast. It's called The Real J Good Show. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on Facebook, and it's going to be on Spotify. But anyway, like I say, this episode is going to be pretty much everywhere. But anyway, till next time, till next episode, hard times don't last forever. Keep your faith and maintain your peace at all times. See you in the next one.